Hi, I'm Phyllis from southernfrugal.com, and this morning we're getting ready to do a video on the smoothie. We use about 2 pounds of greens a week. We get the big container from Walmart of the organic greens, and we definitely use 2 of those a week. Sometimes we use more. I always buy 2, and sometimes I buy an extra smaller one because we have a lot of salads too. But anyway, this morning the smoothie will be, this is a big red delicious apple, a Medjool, I think they call that, and we've got 3 cubes of cream of wheat and oatmeal, 4 dates, and 2 cubes of coconut and 2 cubes of almond. Actually, there's another little itty bitty almond in there, and I'm actually out of almond that I've frozen. I've still got some whole almonds, but I have to freeze them. And also, I'd forgotten about my walnuts in the freezer because we're in the process of using up everything in the freezer, and I realized I hadn't used the walnuts in a while, so this is about a little more than a half cup, probably about 3/4 a cup of English walnuts. Also, this is probably 2 cups of grapes. I'm on my last banana here, and let's see, I'm going to use some peanut butter this morning too because we need the energy. So, I forgot what I was going to say. I did, I just left me. I can't remember. Oh, I know now. Yeah, so what I've tried to do every day is make sure that I've got overage on the smoothie, and that way I freeze in the little freezer things. So I used to only have the overage for Sunday morning, but I really like the convenience, so now I'm doing it so we have it on Saturday and Sunday, 2 days. So that works out really great. So all I have to do then is thaw them out. I put them in a gallon plastic bag and just put them down in some warm water, and they're ready pretty quick. So anyway, so let's get started. On the greens, this is 2 huge handfuls of the baby organic greens. And let me just say this, I usually buy 1 big container of the spring mix and 1 big container of the spinach. Now, we tend to like the baby spinach in salads even more so than the spring mix. But sometimes I buy arugula if I can find it, because we love arugula in a salad. I do. I just love it. Mr. Bucky super likes it too. Alright, so this is my last banana, and I'm going to have to buy some more. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that in first. Squeeze it out of there. That way it comes out with no strings. And then I think I'm going to dump the grapes in. You know, and sometimes I have to grind this up more to get the extra in. I'm going to put the walnuts in. And this morning I'm not really using any berries. I'm using the grapes. I mean, they're kind of a berry, right? I think so. Alright, so I also wanted to share with you that we are in the process of reading in the Bible. We went back and I think, let's see, I can't remember, I think we started in 1 Kings and then read through Chronicles. Then we were back and forth because so many of the prophets also speak of those kings that were before. And anyway, we've read all, we read probably for sure always 10 chapters a day, and sometimes we read 20. So we've finally gotten up to the book of Isaiah. Now, the book of Isaiah, for the first 39 chapters, is pretty bad. It is. And it's all about punishment and you know, what's happening to the Jewish people and all these different punishments that were brought upon them. So right now we're in about the 20th chapter of Isaiah, and so we're reading it quickly to get to that 40th chapter, and that's the one I love. In fact, Isaiah is my favorite book of the Bible. because it starts out, comfort, comfort my people, thus says the Lord. And it's so wonderful. So from the 40th chapter on, it just gets great. And also in Isaiah, of course, is foretold of the Messiah that will be coming. And of course we know he's already come in the form of Jesus to give us right standing with God. He died to save us and to redeem us from all of the sin. And that way we have a right to, with our spirit, go right up into Zion and speak to our Heavenly Father about whatever our needs are. So anyway, I just love the book of Isaiah from the 40th chapter on. It's wonderful. So anyway, let me get back to this. So day before yesterday, Mr. Bucky put out fertilizer all in the yard, and the shrubs and everything that trees, everything that needed to be fertilized, because they said we were probably going to get up to an inch of rain. So he was out there and he did all that, and then he came in and he said, well, it'll be raining in a few minutes, because it was all cloudy and dark. It only rained a few drops. So then he spent hours worrying about what it was going to do to the grass. So then he went out and he said, well, I'm going to just go ahead and at least water down the front yard, because we didn't want the fertilizer to burn the grass, because our grass is already coming out some. So he went to hook up the hose. We've got a turn off at the ground level, and then a turn off at a little space about that high up. And that's so it won't freeze or whatever. So he hooked up the hose and he turned it on, and the top part of it just squirted out. And so anyway, we have a plumber here that he's the one that did all the plumbing in the house years ago. And so we call him Doc, because he's a plumber doctor. Yeah, we call him Doc. Anyway, he'll be coming over to fix that. Don't know what happened, because it couldn't have frozen, because the bottom spigot was cut off, so the top of it couldn't have frozen. So we don't know what happened, but anyway, or maybe it was just a bad pipe, because it had been replaced here about a year ago. So anyway, he got a little upset, to say the least, because then he couldn't water. And but as it's turned out, now we have rain, so hopefully the grass did okay. It wouldn't hurt the shrubs or trees, of course, but it would hurt the grass. But the grass hadn't completely come out, from the winter time yet. So hopefully that will work. All right, I'm going to grind up some of this, put a little water in it, so I can get the rest of the stuff in there. So we'll be right back. All right, so we got that ground up so I could get the rest of it in. It left one little leaf up at the top there. Get that down there. All right, so now we're going to put the rest of this in. I'm putting the Medjool, or whatever it is, orange, I guess, some type of orange in. And go ahead and put the dates in. I use the dates to sweeten everything, and the cream of wheat and oatmeal to give us some whole grain. And I use the coconut for the oil that's in the coconut, and I use the almonds just because they're so healthy. Of course, this morning we've also got the walnuts in there. And I'm going to put peanut butter, and I do that because it gives us energy. Plus, Mr. Bucky loves the peanut butter in it. But here lately, when I put peanut butter in, it's about 2 tablespoons, I don't even taste it. Especially when I use the raspberries. Don't even taste the peanut butter at all. Alright, so let's go ahead and dump a little more water. So what I've been doing recently is I try to get as much as 64 ounces every morning. That way I have extra to freeze. Alright, I'm going to cut it off again. Here we go. I'm going to mix it up. We'll be ready in just a minute. Alright, we're all done. And I've got a full 64 ounces this morning. So, and this is a rich army green, about the color of my shirt this morning. So I'm hoping to have a whole ice tray full. So, yeah, y'all, we're still working to do with the house. I replaced we had a window in the attic. We've got 3 little windows up there. Well, they're not real little. They're like 24 by 24, I think. But there are 3 of them in a row. And one of them got broke when the guys were putting the siding on a couple of years ago. Well, it's more than a couple, actually, I think it was about 10 years ago. And we had not replaced that window simply because it's so hard to get over there to them because we've got a big furnace duct thing that's kind of in the way. So anyway, I had to be the one to crawl under there. And well, you just have to, it's about like that high. So I had to, before you get to the furnace duct there, so I had to lay down flat. And the upstairs has got indoor-outdoor carpet, so it's not like you're scooting on wood or anything. So I had to scoot under there. Then I had to raise myself up between those pieces of wood that go up like that. I forget what you call those. Ceiling joists? I don't know what they are. Anyway, they up there in front of the window are about 24 inches apart. So I had to position myself, first of all, lay down flat, scoot under, you know, just an inch or 2 at a time, and then be able to sit up between those 2, I guess they call them rafters. And so I bumped my head. And because this house is made of all heart pine, y'all, all of it is heart pine. And the things that we would know as 2x4s are bigger than the 2x4s now. And I don't know if y'all are familiar with 2x4s, but they don't have sharp edges on them, right? Like they're kind of sanded, rounded on the edge. And I had really forgotten about that because these rafters, I'll call them, are sharp. They're not sanded on the edge, they're just sharp. And so I went to sit up and I hit my head, like kind of like right there, pretty hard. I didn't see stars, but I hit my head hard. So I should have learned, right, to be more careful. But then I hit my head 2 more times. So I had 3 there and twice in the back there. And it only hurt for a little while, but when I was taking a shower and washing my hair, I was like, oh man, I have really hit, because I could feel where I had hit my head. But anyway, then I had to, after I got myself in, I had to be able to get the glass in there and finagle all around. Of course, I was afraid I was going to break the glass. But finally, I was able to get it and able to put it in. And then I cleaned the windows. And it looks like there's no window there now because the glass is so clean. It hadn't been cleaned in literally years and years. And so it looks good up there now. I also vacuumed while I was up there. And so it looks pretty good in the attic. We always had thought about turning that attic into another room. And Mr. Bucky had talked about turning it into a little art studio for me, in which case we would have had to have put one of those lights that goes through the, what do you call them, skylights in to be able to get the north light in there. But we just never did it, and I'm glad we didn't now. But it would make a great, I mean, you could use it as like a weight room or a kid's playroom. It's big. So, I mean, it's as big as all 4 of the rooms downstairs. Of course, you've got the roof angle. It's a hemp roof, I think they call it, which goes up like that, and then the other side goes up like that again. And so it's really tall up there, so that would work. But anyway, enough about all that. All right, so I had a full tray, which I'm going to freeze. I have not tasted of this yet, y'all. I sure hope it tastes okay. All right, here we go. That's good. It could have used a couple more dates to sweeten, but it's still good. I can taste the peanut butter this morning. All right, y'all, so I was going to do the fish today again, and I was going to do the parchment paper thing with the fish. And I was telling Mr. Bucky about it, and he said, "Are you telling me we're going to have fish for lunch again tomorrow?" And I said, well, yeah, that was what I was saying. He said, no, I don't want fish again. So I guess we're not going to have fish. I don't know. Maybe he'll change his mind. But anyway, I am going to cook that fish and do it with the vegetables and do the parchment paper thing. And I was actually thinking about putting the parchment paper in the skillet, the same one I fixed the cube steak in. Still put the parchment paper in it and just make one big parchment paper thing and put vegetables in. I still might do that. I could make it taste really good and he would like it. I might do that anyway. Yeah, I mean, he eats anything I fix, but I do like to please him when I can. But he can't have everything he wants, right? No, sometimes he doesn't get what he wants, you know? That's just life. That's the way things are. But so I might just fix that. I might have talked myself right into it. Yeah, because I would like the fish again. It's not salmon. It's another kind of white fish. It's very mild. I think it's really good. Anyway, we'll see what happens. All right, so y'all, we will see you on the next video. And y'all let me know what you think. I like to read the comments, and I can't think of anything else. I've got the upstairs finished, I can tell you that. It's done, except for I'll end up, you know, vacuuming and polishing the furniture. And that'll be it up there. And then, of course, down here, we didn't have to do as much, but I will have to get to my kitchen. I thought of one other thing. All right, so y'all remember back, I guess it was Christmas, that I got that little slicer that's like got the little razor blades in it and it slices everything. I think we gave that to Goodwill, y'all, because I can't find it anywhere. And we had all this stuff that was going to Goodwill, and this thing was going to the dump, and this thing was going to Goodwill, and we're keeping this, but we're storing it, and I can't find it anywhere. I don't know where it is. So, but I mean, if we gave it to Goodwill, we gave it to Goodwill, and I just don't have it anymore. It's just that simple. But I'm going to keep looking because it might be in one of the storage boxes. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to make a whole big effort looking for it, but I might run across it. But something tells me it went to Goodwill, y'all. I just got that feeling that that's what happened to it. So anyway, all right, so we will see y'all on the next video. Bye now.